First up today, we have I Am Johnathan. I love you, Johnathan. I love you too, Alyssa. Come on, Dad, please don't leave. Josh, it'll be all right, but we finally ran out of food and there are no other options. Just promise that you'll be waiting for me when I get back. I promise, Dad. Entry 1, August 20th. I had to leave them, my family, for their own good. I want to say that I'll be back, but who knows if that's the truth. These monsters have no morals and cannot be reasoned with. God, I wish I could just go to some store and get some food. I would kill for a public supermarket right now. It's been a week since I left Josh and Alyssa, and I have done nothing but sneak around to avoid their eyes. I have been sleeping in any concealed area that I've been able to find. They look so normal, going about their days, pretending to be us. It almost feels like they're calling me to join them in the comfort of their facade. Entry 2, August 22nd. I almost got caught today. I was entering a gas station that looked as if it might have something left to salvage when I heard its voice. Meet me? It had heard me. It sounded as if it was trying to get me to come out. I promise. I was hiding behind the shelves of chips and other snacks. It must have been at work. It was more like a child playing house. I could see its face behind the glass at the register. It was expressionless, staring like it had no need for the eyelids that dangled above its eyes. I waited until they went beyond a door, assumedly to an employee room or something, and I bolted out into the trees to avoid detection. Entry 3, August 27th. I have enough. I'm on my way back to the bunker while I'm writing this. I didn't think that I could miss them so much. I'm sure that they're worried sick about me, but it was worth it. The rations that remain should be running out by now, so I have to get back, but luckily it's not too far, and I'm actually excited for the first time in quite some time. Entry 4, August 27th. It's later the same day. They welcomed me back with open arms. They were speechless, tears running down their faces. I am writing this while they sleep, but I somehow know they're still watching me. They have not said anything since I returned, but I think that they are trying to act happy. I think that they are waiting for another, preserving me until it arrives. It didn't question me when I wanted to sleep alone tonight. It just stared and nodded. It is starting to smell in here. I will try to leave soon. Enter August. Family is nice. We are a family. I am Johnathan. I somehow doubt that. Our next story is called True Love. As Joseph sat next to her, he couldn't help but reminisce about their life together. How he spotted her from across the bar and couldn't bear to leave without getting her number. How he went home and called his mother, telling her how he had found the one. Their first date was so natural, no awkwardness, just immediate similarities and conversations. On their first anniversary, he had told her he loved her forever. He bought the ring on their second, and at sunset on their third anniversary, on the top of Mount Rivers, he had asked her to be his wife. Their marriage, when they proclaimed their love in front of everyone who loved them, the upbringing of the 3 children, working together to give them the best life they could, loving each other every day. They worked through the struggles as a couple and as a family. But most importantly, the little things, like how she always laughed when he did the impression of her brother, how her hair had always shined after a day in the sun, how she always got something for him when she went to the bakery, her beautiful face he just could not get out of his head. When, on the cruise to celebrate their 50th anniversary, they got locked out of their cabin and slept together on the deck under the stars, how she made his life worth living, how she completed him. They had their fights, of course, and almost divorced in their 40s. In the middle of the night, when he ran all the way to her mother's house in spite of a storm, he proclaimed his love and sorrow for his anger, and they kissed in the pouring rain. No matter what, they were always the strongest couple. They loved each other to the ends of the earth, always had and always would. They were perfect, and he knew they were. That could have been us, he sighed. But you just had to reject me. Not even that dirty, disgusting rag could blemish her beautiful, perfect lips. Her beautiful eyes were pleading for mercy, as he wondered if maybe she would go out with him after this. Ah, well, he'd already started to swing the shovel. Well, that one took a twist fast. Let me know what you thought of that sudden shift in the comments below. Oh, and subscribe already. For me. Our last story today is called The Forest Keeps Calling Me. I don't think I'll survive the night. Birds whistle, wind blows, and trees rustle in the autumn breeze. Leaves fall off of the trees as peace waves across the land. I live in a wooden bungalow. Lanterns light up my home with a warm, mellow burn. I have a large bedroom with a kitchen and a small bathroom across the room. I hunt for my own food, yet recently the food has become more and more scarce, leading me to have to stay out later on some nights for enough meat to go to bed full. There are no natural predators, and no hunters would come here, as this forest isn't known for its food, but more its luscious scenery. I've been looking out for whatever may be killing off my prey, but to no avail. 2 nights ago, when this began, was out with a sniper rifle. I bent my knees to hide in hopes that none of my prey sees me, but it was practically useless. I found a decently large rabbit, which could keep me fed for tonight and possibly a little bit of tomorrow. I placed the sniper over my knee and closed one eye, aiming for the back of the skull. As I was about to pull the trigger, I heard frantic rustles behind me. I reopened my eye, turning to my right in case this was some kind of wolf or some other dangerous animal. I found nothing. I quickly turned back for the kill, and the rabbit was gone. God damn it! Just as I wanted to finish my sentence, I heard my name. Paul. Paul, please help. I was confused as I lived alone and I had no family who could have come to see me. I also didn't recognize the voice, but an unknown feeling lured me to go and help. It sounded like a young girl, so if it wasn't just my mind playing tricks in frustration, I could help her and get her to safety. I stood up and beginning to walk towards the direction that I heard the voice from. Paul, please help. What? I heard the voice from behind me, and yet it came from the right last time. I second-guessed myself, thinking it was my mind. I began to walk back home as the sunset made the sky glow orange, rivers rushing and flowing freely, while leaves crunched as I took each step. I got into bed, hoping that I was just hearing things, and maybe the river could have messed up my hearing. I put out my lantern and tried sleeping, but tossed and turned in hunger. I eventually fell asleep. Yesterday was normal, but when I went hunting yet again, I couldn't find any animals whatsoever, not even small insects or birds in the sky. I continued walking around, not worried about getting lost, as I've lived here for 16 years and I know every tree like the back of my hand. As I finally came across a small squirrel, I groaned in annoyance as, although it wasn't nothing, it still wasn't much. I haven't eaten meat in the past day. I've just had my fruit and crops. I aimed my rifle yet again, prepared to shoot. But once more, I heard my name. Paul. I yet again wanted to look for the source, but this time I ignored it. I just had so much hunger, I needed some food. As I missed my first shot, the squirrel began to run across the dirt, and I knew it was no use. I arose. I wanted to find the voice yet again. I began to search, knowing it wasn't just my mind. It began to grow dark, so I lit a match just to see clearer. As I walked, it began to rain and quickly turned into a heavy hail as my match was put out. I rolled my eyes in annoyance and started to walk back home. Paul, help me. The voice sounded much deeper than previously, like a fully grown man forcing his voice to sound intimidating. I stood, frozen in shock, but quickly started running the moment I saw them. Tens of hundreds of white, glowing eyes staring back at me as they drew closer, edging towards me. I shut my door behind me as a bang crashed against it. Multiple screams echoed in the air. Come outside, Paul. We can't play inside. I ran into my bedroom, locking the door and grabbing my machete for protection, yet I somehow knew that it would do nothing. We can't come inside, Paul. Come out to play. This somehow made me feel an odd comfort, as by now they could have broken inside, so for whatever reason, they probably couldn't do so. I'm writing this now as a final goodbye to this world, as I don't think they will leave in the morning. If I survive, I'll update when I get the chance. Story ends there. I don't think he got the chance. I wonder what they were. So many of them. Almost like one for each tree. What do you think? Let me know. And I'm so glad that you've joined me today. Ecstatic, even, I'm sure you can see on my face. But I do hope that you join me in the future for more Frail Blaze tales.